Sakhal is a brutal icy wasteland where survival is more than just staying fed and hydrated. It's about knowing exactly what to do and when. And here I'll give you 10 tips so good you'll need a cigarette after them. If you like the video, please leave a like or a subscribe. It really supports the channel, you have no idea. But without further ado, let's get into the video. There's a legalized pot joke somewhere here, but I'm just gonna leave it for the wolves. So 2 things we all know. Fire is essential and you should never build one in an open area. Instead, maybe try making a fire inside one of these large cement pipes found in industrial or construction areas, or actually all over the map in random places. The pipe helps block smoke and light, keeping you hidden and also protecting you in a storm. There are so many areas around Sakhal where you can't go inside to build a fire, or there's not something around for you to go into. Whereas if you position this in the correct way, it can not only be lit in a storm but help you tough it out securely quite easily. Another fire related tip is if you find a fire, you can usually tell how long ago it was lit or used by a player. I use this as a rough guide. If it's scorching, it's been fewer than 5 minutes, so they're probably really close. Blistering is between 5 to 10 minutes. If it's hot, it's usually more than 10 minutes but fewer than 15 since they've been there. When warm, it's around 15 to 16. This one's quite quick, and then neutral to cold is usually around 17 plus minutes. Keep in mind temperatures can vary, but this is generally how I work it out on Sakhal and track players with pretty decent success. Oh, and you don't need to go super close to check the temperature. Until it drops below hot, it usually glows. So all you need to do is take a quick look. Next are 2 things you need to know about Sakhal and the AI, especially with the recent changes we've just had. First of all, blizzards actually reduce the AI detection. They can also be reduced around the coast. When next to the ocean, it does seem to make a difference. But the main thing you need to be aware of is the opposite. When you walk on snow, it actually makes you louder to AI, or at least it seems to, making it quite difficult to sneak up on them and stealth kill. This is especially dangerous in military zones where infected are grouped tightly. One mistake and you'll have a horde on you. You can actually cut up a down jacket to get a whole bunch of feathers, which is really useful if you want to make some arrows. Next, just remember that torches take up the exact same amount of space as a short stick, but because you can dismantle it, it means you can store rags and the stick together, saving space. Also, if you're trying to be stealthy, if you build a fire on some snow, put it out with some water and the snow around it will recede, not only much faster, but as I mentioned before, it can leave a bit of a glow and this will remove it. Next is just something I do personally. I always carry a snare, set it at the edge of a town I expect to be in for a while, and then once I've looted, just quickly run up and check the trap. Most times there's food waiting for me. If you want to find one of the quickest way to defrost cans, don't place them next to the fire. Instead, if you don't have access to an indoor fireplace, you can boil them in a pot or even use the fire barrel to quickly defrost them. Now you probably know chelating tablets can be added to a bottle to make sure the water is purified and doesn't give you heavy metal poisoning. However, did you know that you can use 1 tablet in either a pot, which contains 2 bottles of water, or even a jerry can, giving you hours of safe water while only using a single tablet. Lighting a fire during a blizzard can be a struggle, but there is a way around it. Just build your fire under the tree. Trees provide enough cover to block the snowfall and allow you to get a fire going even in the worst conditions. And despite what many players seem to think, you can also use these types of trees here. Finding water in the middle of the map is really difficult, especially with all the ponds being frozen over in Sakhal. However, if you need to wash your hands, you can just use some snow by approaching it and using the option to wash. But the number 1 thing I recommend is you watching this video here, which gives you 17 tips you probably don't know about, or for something else, click here. And as always, until next time.